Welcome to your first home learning assignment done by video. We're going to look at rocks. The type of rocks we're going to look at today are igneous rocks. You need to write down the words, and you also need to find the 3 keywords hidden within the wealth. By the end of today's session, you are going to know what igneous rocks are and explain how they're formed. You may also know some examples. Igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are the first rock that we're going to look at. We're going to look at all the 3 different types of rocks during the next few sessions. This rock comes from the magma deep within the Earth's crust. When it comes out and it cools, it solidifies, and that becomes a rock. And that is an igneous rock, one that's come from molten lava. You can see here the magma down at the bottom. As it comes out, the ones that come on the outside and cool down, they're called the exclusive igneous rocks. And then we've got the ones that form on the inside if they just go out in between the rock layers and cool down, and they're the intrusive igneous rocks. Now there's loads of examples of igneous rocks, but the important thing about them all is that they all have crystals. Now the crystals inside them, the size of those crystals will depend on how fast that igneous rock cools.
Dear Tim and Moby, what are the different types of rocks? From Sandy. Rocks are split into 3 basic types: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary. Magma is molten material from deep inside the earth that comes to the surface through volcanoes. You may know it as lava. That's what it's called when it's above ground.
Igneous rocks form when this molten material cools.
Not all of the magma makes it out of the volcano. The rocks that form when trapped magma cools are called intrusive igneous rocks. See those big crystals? Trapped magma takes longer to cool than magma that reaches the surface. This gives the atoms time to arrange into big crystals called mineral grains. Extrusive igneous rocks form from the lava that flows out of volcanoes or from magma found very near the Earth's surface. Lava cools pretty quickly when it gets near the Earth's surface, so extrusive rocks have much smaller mineral grains than intrusive rocks.
Has cooled down from being lava. Now, when it is in the ground, they are known as intrusive rocks. These are the ones with the massive crystals, because they've had time to cool down really slowly, so therefore the crystals have grown really big. Whereas our exclusive rocks, they're the ones that have cooled down outside. They cool down very, very fast, and you tend to get the smaller crystals inside those. Granite, an example of an igneous rock that forms intrusively big crystals in granite. Pumice, another one that is an igneous rock, but this one is exclusive. Not very many big crystals inside it, lots of smaller crystals. Basalt, again, one that forms outside, cools down very quickly, haven't got many big crystals in it, lots of little crystals if you look closely. So, igneous rocks, they're hard. They consist of crystals. The size of the crystal depends on how quickly the rock has solidified. The crystals are disorderly. Unlike some metamorphic rocks, we're going to come on to those in the next few lessons. And they never ever contain fossils. That's important. We're going to be looking at that in the next few lessons as well. So, after this session, you should be able to recognize some igneous rocks now and give examples of it. You should be able to recall the general properties of the igneous rock. And lastly, you should be able to relate the properties to the igneous rock and how it was formed. Can you explain how you could make the crystals bigger or smaller? Thank you for listening. Don't forget to have the what and the keywords written down, and I will see you next lesson.